great episode of That Floats. I think this is episode 11 maybe or something like that.
Something around that,
It says it on your screen.
Baker's dozen maybe, I don't know.
Whatever. I'm Craig Haskins from Nightberry Title in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and
I'm David Townsend with Agents National Title in Columbia, Missouri. I'd like to welcome all of our fans, the floaties, here to this edition of That Floats.
What did you say?
The floaties, like the arm things.
Oh,
That's our fans. They're called the floaties.
So this is like the Justin Bieber people?
Believers.
The believers.
Actually, one of our fans called themselves a floaty, so I'm like, we're going to go with that.
We have fans.
We have fans. Literally dozens.
It's getting bigger.
Dozens. We had tens before, now we have dozens.
Tell them where we're at.
We are at the Florida Land Title Association annual convention in lovely St. Petersburg, Florida.
And it is very lovely. So today, I want to thank the guy on the screen. I put his name up there. If I can Google his picture and give him a little shout out, who submitted this.
We see a lot of things in the real estate records, but this one takes the cake. You could record documents on anybody's real estate, but you could have slander of title if it's on somebody else's. If it's on your own, you kind of do what you want.
So I can record something on my own property.
Yeah, and if it has the right margins, you can record a ham sandwich, honestly, if you wanted to.
So you pay the fee, and you have the edges?
Exactly.
You're in.
You're in.
So this story is about two people, Pansy and George. I'm not going to say their first name or their last name, because the story takes an odd twist. So
a little bit, yes.
So let's just say Pansy and George are mother-son, and this is from the 70s in Seattle, and they became famous for doing something, David. Like, what were they?
They were some of the most famous funeral crashers in history. They would show up at funerals and eat the food, and sometimes get in fights at the funeral.
That's right. So
and we're just kind of a urban legend that was true in Seattle.
So David, we haven't gotten anything having to do with title or real estate, but trust us, it's coming. Right?
Yeah. This is called a tease for those of you in the biz.
That's right. Their signature move, according to reports in Seattle in the 70s, was to bring a piece of newspaper to all these events and wrap food in it.
Yep.
And take it
Their
home.
souvenir.
Even pieces of cake from weddings and funerals, they would take cake. So I just want to tell you,
who has a cake at a funeral?
Apparently,
not the ones I go to.
George and Pansy.
Okay.
By the way, David, I have a cute little quip. When I was a kid, my grandparents lived in Maryland, and we would go. My brother and I would go visit my grandparents, and we would go to these all-you-can-eat, like the Firehouse, or the Elks Lodge, the Moose Lodge, or something like that. And it would be all-you-can-eat, and my grandmother would say to me and my brother and I, so we were 10 and 7 years old, she would say, go back up to the buffet and get as much fried chicken as you can and put it on your plate. And I'd bring it back, and at the table, my grandmother, in her purse, she'd have a Ziploc bag and put the chicken in her Ziploc bag. So
your grandmother was a very wise woman.
So we would steal. We were growing up. Anytime we went to an all-you-can-eat with my grandma, we were instructed to steal as much food as possible.
Well, it's all you can eat, but they didn't say when.
Right.
So
that's true.
Yeah. So that was just one aspect of what they did, though. It takes a little bit of a turn, though.
So here's why it took a turn, because their Pansy's husband and the father of George was a seafood merchant, and he died in 1953. And he left George and Pansy with a Victorian home filled with 16 pianos.
They hung out in a weird house full of pianos, and had to live upstairs. They couldn't live downstairs because all the pianos.
Right.
And there's a little Norman Bates psycho issue here going on. But
so now let me know where are we going with this? So what did George? He's not all there.
Yeah.
He can't hold a job or have a job. He goes around Seattle with his mom fighting, stealing tarts and torts and chicken and whatever he can get. And George kind of loses his mind.
But George does have a story to tell, though, Craig.
And so George has a story, but can't tell it because he's with his mom. So how does George tell a story?
Well, Craig, George decides that it'd be a great idea to record his story in the real estate records. So George started making filings on his own property, his musings about everything from anything. That just talking about his thoughts on politics, Catholicism, anything, religion, everything, cremation, any type of thoughts, musings that George would have, he recorded in the real estate records on his property. Over 100,000 documents were recorded by George in the real estate records, telling his story, rambling about anything and everything. He really was worried about his mom because she went into a nursing home and was trying to like get her released from this home. So he writes about that. And he springs her out of elder care jail in 1974. How would you like to be the examiner that found this file?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
this is one
house.
that you tell your boss that we're not taking this order.
No.
So his diary that started in '68 until they got too sexually explicit, to which point the recorder started censoring the documents and his ramblings and his writings. They started censoring it and saying, yes, it has the margin and you're paying the fee, but you can't write this in the public record. So they started censoring it. He started getting very irritated in his life. And at age of 60, with all this stress, what happened to good old George?
Well, George developed a hernia and elephantitis in 1989, and he died in 1990 at age 60 at a bus stop somewhere down south. This tale is just too crazy to believe, but it's true.
I don't mean to laugh, and I'm not laughing at someone's condition, but I never thought when we first started thinking about having a podcast that one of us would utter elephantitis of the without laughing.
Yes, we just report the facts.
Anyway, so you can record anything. Moral of the story. Wrap us up, Dave.
Yeah, so we're looking for more content. So if you've got crazy stories like this, please send them in to what, Craig?
Show@thatfloats.com, and if it has elephantitis of the we already covered that. So find something different.
Yes, but we thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon at the Louisiana Land Title Association live show.
That's right. And that we will be there at the LLTA in December.
And hopefully the floaties will be there too.
Peace out, floaties.
Peace out, floaties.
Let the rhythm